All right, class, this is Mr. Bales. Obviously, I'm not there today. What I wanted to do was create a quick video of going through all the expectations and sort of the details of the assignment we have coming up starting today. Um, yeah, so it's going to be due next Wednesday. We'll get into it a little bit here. Obviously, tomorrow when I return, if you have any questions, you can ask then, or you can ask Mr. Epson later today while you're working. So the assignment we're going to be working on is very similar to what we did in Chapter 13, where you guys created a timeline. So we've sort of practiced this already. Now this is going to be, should be easy because you've done it before. It's very similar to that assignment we did for Chapter 13, Section 3. So this is called The Causes of the Civil War Timeline. Chapter 14 is all about the causes of the war, and you're going to be documenting that in this assignment. It says your assignment is to create a visual representation that identifies and explains the causes of the Civil War. The visual representation will be on one side of a sheet of paper, that long poster paper we normally work with. It must include illustrations of 5 of the events. It must answer the following questions about each event. So number 1, easy enough, what is the event called? You have the list all right here, so that should be very easy. Number 2, you need to tell me what year it took place in. Month and year, month I'm not concerned with, date I'm not concerned with, but year I am. So these events need to be in sequence on your timeline. You're going to describe the event in one sentence. So obviously, 2 words is not a sentence, but sometimes the sentence can drag on as well. So we want to make sure it's a nice, concise sentence that goes through and documents the entire answer. And then number 4 is telling me who disapproved of the event. So all of these events are sort of noteworthy because they create tension between the North and the South. So which side was more angry about the event? Was it the Northern Free States or the Southern Slave States? And then explain why. What were they angry about? You're going to find a lot of similarities in why they were angry, but still we want to make sure we document that for each one. Okay? So that's the main gist there for each of the events. Let's go down to the bottom first. And your project will need to put these events in order. The Wilmot Proviso, Missouri Compromise, Compromise of 1850, the Kansas-Nebraska Act, Uncle Tom's Cabin, the Dred Scott Decision, John Brown's Raid, and the election of 1860, and then also the attack on Fort Sumter. So these events here, you need to answer these questions for and do this here, but only 5 of them do you actually need to create illustrations for. So you pick which 5 you would like to do for these events here. Okay. Now when describing or writing your answers to these events, you need to include these key people and terms: popular sovereignty, propaganda, secede, fugitive, Henry Clay, Harriet Beecher Stowe, John Brown, Stephen Douglas, Dred Scott, Roger B. Taney, and Abraham Lincoln. It's important you include these terms in your answers as you put this timeline together. Okay? If you have trouble finding any of these items, use your textbook's index to help find them. Most of these items are in Chapter 14, but again, your index is going to be able to help you out. The project is due on Wednesday and is going to be worth 50 points summative. Okay, so this grade is obviously a big grade. It's a project grade, and the fact that you have a week to work on it means that when you turn it in, it should be really good quality. It shouldn't be, just stick figures. It should be a lot more that goes into the illustrations that you put together. It shouldn't just be 1 or 2 word sentences. These should be telling a story about what led to the Civil War. So anyway, another point to make is that this is going to be your notes for Chapter 14. So we've been working on notes throughout second semester, but for these notes, this poster will be that for you. All right, so let's go to the rubric real quick. We'll go through that, and then I'll be quiet. So your rubric, you can see it right there in front of you. Your illustrations are a part of this. Question 3 and 4 are going to be graded, and then your use of key terms. Okay, this is located on the back of the sheet that Mr. Epson already passed out to you. Okay, it's going to be a 16-point rubric. Okay, and then this is how the grade breaks out. So you can see it all down there. So if you get 16, it's 50 out of 50. If you get 10, it's 40 out of 50. So you can, again, see how that all breaks down. But that rubric is there for you to look at and kind of guide you. We should all be looking in this right-hand column here called Advanced. That's where all of us should be aiming at. Okay? All right, well, I feel like I've talked quite a bit today. I want to make sure that I got through all of it. But if you have any questions, talk to Mr. Epson or wait till I get back tomorrow. But everybody should use today to be very productive. This is the only day you're going to get to work on this in class. All of this will be outside of class, so please use your time wisely and get started. Have a great day.